Hello, my friends. Welcome to Magical Musings. This is Nefer. I'm here with the energy reading for the month. Now, if you are tuning in at a different time other than the first of the month, that's perfectly fine. This reading will find you whenever you need the guidance provided therein. For the reading, I am using the Calandra Tarot by Michael Calandra. He is a marvelous artist. I have used this deck online before, and it has become my favorite go-to currently. It does come with 2 extra cards, which I do not use. I believe the Tarot with 78 cards has more than enough cards, but they are gorgeous. One is called As Above, and the other is called So Below for that ancient alchemical axiom. So we are going to just deal with the regular 78 cards, and I'm going to go through a few of them. For those of you who have not seen any images of this gloriously gorgeous deck. Whoop. Yeah, 10 of Swords. Yeah, that popped out. Yeah, it does not surprise me at all, considering how I've been feeling since last night. I'm physically fine. I am been highly emotional. My baseball hero, Ryan Sandberg, passed away from prostate cancer yesterday. And so I've been really sad ever since. But as I say, the show must go on. I had this reading on my filming schedule for today, and by God, I'm going to do it. So here are the glorious images that make up the Calandra Tarot. And now I'm going to shuffle. I always shuffle directly on camera so that you can see my pulls are completely random. The little guidebook that comes with the deck, I just want to go show you. It is a pretty nice size with a lot of good information on each of the cards. A very good deck for beginners if you'd like to buy it. My Amazon affiliate link is going to be below in the description, and I get like literally 2% at no extra cost to you. And it's a great way to help support my channel. Other ways you can help support my channel, I do have Buy Me a Coffee. That's also now linked below. That's new. I just signed up to that. I also have a link for a reading if you'd like to order a reading from a professional who has had over 40 years experience reading tarot. I began reading tarot in 1976, so I am no spring chicken. And let's see, what else is the link down below? Oh, and I have an online spiritual membership. It's kind of like a Patreon, but I offer it in a secret private group over on Facebook that cannot be found in any way unless I send you the direct link, which I do. Upon payment of your first month of membership, you get a weekly 3-card draw that is a group reading as a patron. You receive a 20% discount on all of my services with only the clear iridescent energy ray attunements being the only thing excluded from that 20% discount. And I often treat you to surprise discounts, and I will do free group readings. I will do free group positive energy transmissions, which is what I call spells. And positive energy transmission has an acronym, PET, PET. So you may hear me refer to them as a pet or as pets. And I'm not talking about our furry little friends. So that's everything that's down below. You can click on those if you wish to give me any type of monetary support. I would deeply appreciate it, because this is a baby channel. It's going to be a heck of a long time before I ever get monetized on here, if that ever even occurs. Also, I want to send out a special thank you and love to everyone who's been with me from the beginning. Many of you have been with me for 20 years. 2 of you have been with me for like 23 years. And I just, I am always filled with so much gratitude for all of you and for all of the newcomers as well, and everyone who just recently subscribed to my channel. My channel gained like 55 followers in a week, which according to my scale is absolutely viral. And I just want to say welcome. Thank you all for coming, and I hope you enjoy the reading. And I'll be going through the energy for each week. Keep in mind, the beginning of August is tainted by the energy of the current Mercury retrograde period, which ends on August 11th when the planet Mercury returns to its direct motion in its orbit. However, we do have a 2-week shadow period that follows Mercury retrograde in which things can still go sideways. Mercury retrograde, a lot of people do take it very seriously just because the planet Mercury is the planet that controls communication. Communication is involved in everything, you know, paperwork, relationships, everything. Mercury also rules travel. I will never go on vacation during a Mercury retrograde. I've done that twice in my life. Lesson learned. First time was just, you know, little snafus. The second time I did a face plant in a gravel parking lot and I cut myself up quite badly. We were in Maui, Hawaii. I could not go swimming in the ocean because I was bleeding and was afraid I would be attracting sharks. Yeah. That was no fun. Plus, it's salt water. Salt water is going to hurt if you're bleeding from numerous wounds, you know? Oh, it was horrible. It was just horrible. And I was in extreme pain until the second to last day of our vacation. So I got to enjoy the last day and a half. Yeah. I'll never do that again. Travel during a Mercury retrograde, I do not recommend it. I'm going to concentrate now instead of gabbing. I do want to point out this is an autographed baseball my husband bought me by my baseball hero, Ryne Sandberg. I also have one from Ernie Banks, my other baseball hero, whom I had the honor of meeting in person in 2011. Ernie left us in 2015. And I was able to tell him how much he meant to me and how his cheerful attitude toward baseball, toward the game of baseball, and toward life in general helped me through all the obstacles I faced in 12 years of my college education. So, made him cry. The man who was in charge of handing him the baseballs to sign, he cried. Ernie's wife cried. The people nearest me in line waiting to have their baseball signed also cried. I mean, it was an amazing moment. It was an amazing, amazing moment. I'll never forget. So here we go for August. I'm going to finally shut up now. Alrighty. And like I said, August has 5 weeks in it this year, so I'm going to draw 3 cards on each week. It will be the general energy for that week, and I will flip over the cards when I am ready to get to them in the reading. And at the end, I will look at all, what's it going to be? Oh my gosh, it's going to be a 15-card reading, lordy. At the end of the reading, I will look at all of them and look for overall patterns and point those out to you as well. So do stick to the end of the reading to hear that, because we can get a lot of really good information from the overall patterns. Now, I'm going to rearrange these cards because I've got week 1 is buried up here at the top. Actually, I can probably just pull it out. Hang on. Yeah, it's just some decks are slicker than others with the gloss. This one, even though it looks really glossy, isn't actually very glossy, so I was able to do that without moving any other cards. We get the 8 of Wands, the King of Swords, and the Hermit. Okay, the start of the month, a lot of new energy coming in. That's very obvious. because it's a new month, and people get paid on the 1st. A lot of people are going on vacation right now because in a week or so, a couple of weeks, their kids go back to school. So now's the time to travel, go off on those family vacations. And the 8 of Wands is a card of travel. Just please pay close attention if you are traveling between now and pretty much the rest of August because of Mercury. Double check all your reservations and be prepared for delays at the airport. Get there early and expect to stay late. So that's just the way it is when Mercury's in retrograde, and hopefully no one takes a face plant in a parking lot at night on the gravel. Okay, that is the 8 of Wands. And we have the King of Swords. Swords people, they're very logical, down to earth, pragmatic, and their mind rules over their heart. The majority, if not all, of their decision making comes from the brain, not from the emotions, okay? They're also the type of people who see the world as either white or black. There's no gray. There's no in between. Something's either right or it's wrong. It's not kind of right. It's not kind of wrong. It's nowhere in between. These people can be difficult to deal with, and what I'm getting here, kings are people who are in position of authority. They're either fathers or business owners, bosses, supervisors. So think of them in that mode, okay? So this is a person who has a position of authority in your life. Remember, I am reading for the collective here. When I say you, your, I mean everyone who's viewing this video at the time you are viewing it, because again, you don't have to see it on the 1st of August for it to pertain to you. Your guides arrange for videos to land on your feed when they do, because that's when you're meant to see them. I mean, I had a reading last week that ended up on my feed from 3 years ago, and I was like, what is this? And I clicked on it and I was like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I was thinking about right now. Thinking of trying to do something, and this reading was all about making that type of a change in my life. And I was just like, whoa. It was crazy. So this individual might be a little bit of a thorn in your side. It's not going to be anything major, but after you're dealing with him, you are going to feel like going to bed for a couple days. The Hermit. What I'm seeing here, the Hermit, he's a teacher. He's a spiritual person. He is interested in sharing his knowledge with others, particularly his knowledge of a spiritual nature. He's interested in helping others to grow. But what I'm seeing here, I'm seeing his much more mundane side, which is someone who wants to curl up in a comfy, cozy place and just read. Drink a lot of coffee and read. Or tea, whatever floats your boat. Staying to yourself, going within, and probably also learning new things of either of a spiritual nature, or this knowledge will help to aid you in your own personal growth. So by the weekend, that's what I see a lot of you doing. And again, it's the type of energy that's floating around right now that is going to affect us all. Now, I'm going to set these off here on the right-hand side, keeping them in order. At the end of the reading, I'll move them all back here, and I will be looking for patterns. Now, for week number 2, let me get these pulled out. Okay, here we go. Ooh, wow. Week number 2 is going to be interesting. We have 2 major arcana cards. With only 3 cards for the week, it is rare to get 2 cards from the major arcana. The major arcana, for those of you unfamiliar with tarot, consists of 22 cards. The minor arcana, upon which our modern plain deck is based, consists of 56 cards. So just looking at the odds, you're much more likely to see 3 minor arcana cards than 2 majors. So we have 2 majors here. We have Justice and we have Judgment, the 2 J majors, as I call them. And it's interesting because they both depict an angel. And so what I'm seeing for the second week, right off the bat, and then here we have what I view as the hand of God holding the pentacle. Major spiritual energy coming in for that second week of August. And it is a spiritual energy of a divine nature. So we're talking divinity itself. And we are talking about the angelic realm. Oh, my guides are saying a lot of people this week are going to be getting a new set of spirit guides. A new set. And the old set will move on only because you're learning new things. You've mastered the old lessons. You need to learn the new lessons. And when we go through a major shift like that, we do get a replacement set of guides. This does happen. Also, did you know, if you have trouble connecting with your guides, they were once human beings, okay? You have to keep that in mind. Many of them still have quite a bit of their human personality intact. A lot of guides don't like to talk. A lot of guides are not chatty. Now, I'm so sorry the lawn crew has shown up. I have to get this done now, so we're going to have to deal with that noise in the background. Again, my apologies. I will denoise the, what do you call, I want to say volume, but you know what I mean, the sound when I edit the video, and hopefully I can get some of that cut out. But if you're unhappy with your set of guides, you can ask for a new set. You can. I've done it. I got a whole new set of guides. And my guides, they never shut up. Okay? They're always about something or other. So, you know, it's like a constant in the background. It's like having the TV on in the next room, you know. But it's great for me because being a psychic intuitive, I can tune into them at any time for any reason, and they're right there. There's no having to go into a deep meditation, light a candle, light incense. No, I'm like, I need help with this now, or this client needs help with this right now. Please, what do you think of this situation? And then they tell me, and then I share it with the client, or if it's for me, you know, of course, I benefit from that information personally. So this is what the Justice card and the Judgment card are saying. There are a lot of you out there who have an imbalance, a personality imbalance between you and your spirit guides, and that's why you're finding it difficult to connect. It's one of the reasons. And Judgment is saying they're here to help you awaken. The Judgment card, that's the card of spiritual awakening. And so many people are waking up right now, and it's because, and I know I'm harping on it, I know I'm beating a dead horse for those of you who watch all my readings, but for those of you who don't, the Earth, our entire planet, has moved into the fifth dimension. This is the breaking up and the dismantling of the matrix we're all stuck in. And those of you who are waking up are realizing that. And because you're waking up, you're moving from a way of living where outside circumstances shaped your life to you are shaping your life. Your thoughts and your wishes and your desires are now shaping your life, because that's how the fifth dimension works. The mind rules over everything. And the King of Swords here in the first week is kind of a reminder of that too. The mind rules. What you think, what you imagine will come to pass. So be careful with your thoughts. I know I've been saying that again and again, and I'll probably be saying it for the rest of the year. Maybe into next year, who knows? But that message just keeps coming through. Just keeps coming through, and I have to share what comes through. Now, the Ace of Pentacles, the hand of God with the pentacle, handing it to everyone. This is a card of prosperity and abundance. It's a card of success in work and career, success in finances. If you've been having financial difficulties, those scales are going to be balanced. They're going to be balanced. But I'm seeing this is happening by the end of the year. I don't see this happening in August. I'm seeing it by like sometime in December. Everything with the finances is going to be on a much even keel by December than it is now. So you just need to give it a few more months' time. And we also have a gate here. You've got roses. You've got white lilies. These are both symbolic of spiritual purity, both of these. And the gate, that's the gate of heaven. That's the gate of the higher realms. And it's telling us we have the ability to pass through that gate at will. You notice we don't have a doorway here. We don't have any type of wrought iron fence here. This gateway is open. It's open for everyone. And I don't mean we're all going to die. No. Going to heaven. I mean, it's the ability to connect with our angels, the ability to connect with our spirit guides. Now that we're in 5th dimension, it's going to be so much easier. So much easier. So this is the 2nd week. I mean, that's kind of enough. Am I right? It was a lot. So now we're going into the 3rd week. Oh, dear. Okay, that's good. All right, it starts off with a doozy, the Devil card. The Devil is another card of the Major Arcana. It only represents dark forces if it shows up with the Magician and or the 10 of Swords, none of which is here. So what the Devil represents is the feeling of being trapped. Sometimes we get trapped in old habits, bad habits, things that aren't good for us. It can be an issue with some type of substance abuse, an addiction to other things that aren't good for us. You know, food, sex, what have you. You know, too much of it. You know what they say, too much of a good thing. And the 3rd card is the 9 of Cups. And the shadow side to the 9 of Cups is too much of a good thing. So it goes right along with the Devil card. And so what we're getting here, the 9 of Cups, the positive side of it is the card of wish fulfillment. It is saying you have a fond wish, it's going to be granted to you. But you've got to deal with what's been holding you back. You've got to deal with what's been pushing you down on the ground and smashing you. You got to get rid of it. You have to overcome it. And the Page of Wands is the advice on how to achieve that, how to overcome what's been holding you back. And what I'm getting is a lot of people have fear. A lot of people, sadly, are afraid of success. And we subconsciously do things to sabotage ourselves. And it's like, you know, you have that friend that has everything going for them, but somehow nothing works out in their life. That's what's going on with that friend. They are self-sabotaging because they have a subconscious fear of success. We are all worthy of success. We're all worthy of abundance and love and all the wonderful things that God and the universe has to give to us. Some people don't believe that. And it's because of their upbringing. They've had parents who are hypercritical, or worse, they were harmful, either physically, emotionally, or mentally. And so the person has that sort of thing to overcome. But whatever it is, this Page of Wands is saying, stick your wand in the ground, make your stance, and say, you are not going to get the best of me because I am stronger than my fears. I am stronger than my fears because you are. And once you believe that, you can achieve what prior to now has been impossible. So trust in that. Wow, what a powerful reading for the month of August so far. I'm like, and I'm sweating all over. My guides are they're just all right here all around me. And it's like, I'm sweating bullets. And the AC is running. I should not be this hot. Okay, now we're dealing with the 4th week of August. And this is where we're going to start to come out of the energy of the Mercury retrograde. Remember, Mercury would have gone direct on August the 11th, but we're dealing with the 2-week shadow period after the retrograde officially ends. So now we're getting toward the end of the shadow period in that 3rd week of August. And we have here the 2 of Pentacles, the 8 of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles. I mean, wow. The Suit of Pentacles is all about money, finance, wealth, career, the family, the home, and physical health. And we have some really good cards from that suit. Okay, the first one, the Two of Pentacles. This is a card of juggling. And if you can see here, a merman is kind of in a little bit of a stormy sea. You see a ship in the background that's pitching up on a wave. We have what do they call those tornadoes over the oceans? Water spouts? Are they water spouts? Anyway, you got one there. Stormy seas. You've got another boat here being tossed on the waves. And then here's this merman juggling a couple of sand dollars, which are symbolic of pentacles, because they do have a star on them, just like the pentacle does. The juggling means juggling of your time, juggling of finances, juggling of commitments. It's like things are up and down, and you're there, you're walking that tightrope. You're trying to keep things on as even a keel as you can, while everything around you is in somewhat of turmoil. Again, it's the energy coming out of the retrograde. I can't talk. When we come out of a retrograde, the energy is like this. One day it's going along. The next day it's, then it's up, then it's down. Then the next day it's even again. The next day up and down throughout the day. Then it's even, and it's just kind of all over the place. That's what this is, coming out of the retrograde. Well, I love tarot. I really do. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles represents someone who's a very hard worker. They're good at what they do. They're very skilled, maybe downright gifted at what they do. But the shadow side to the Eight of Pentacles is the workaholic, someone who does not know when to draw the line between work, home, and play. This person is such a hard worker, they probably don't have much playtime in their life. They may even bring their work home with them. Or they may even work from home, so that the boundary between work and home, well, work life and home life, is pretty much non-existent. You know, I work from home. My husband works a lot from home, although he does maintain a separate office for his business. But it's, you know, that shadowy, am I working now? Am I not working now? And like with me, I've got not just my spiritual business, I have an art business as well. So if I'm not working in my spiritual business with my clients and, you know, making videos for this channel, I'm working on creating new art. I'm working on creating videos for my art channel. I have a newsletter I'm trying to start up with my art business. I want to start a Ko-fi shop so people can buy my art through the Ko-fi shop and order commissions and that sort of thing. So, you know, that boundary between work and home for me pretty much doesn't exist unless, like, I'm watching the Cubs game. And half the time when I watch the Cubs game, I'm working on a new piece of art anyway. So it's saying people who are hard workers, you've got difficulty in maintaining those boundaries, you know. And sometimes it can be a bad thing. But I really think, you know, a lot of times it can also be a good thing, especially if you do well at your job and you are rewarded for your hard work. But it is a reminder that we need to take a break. Then we have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles, the pages are the young people of the Tarot court cards. They represent younger people who are still in the process of learning. They're still gathering life experiences and learning from them. And the Page of Pentacles happens to be a card that represents the eternal student, that person who dearly loves school, loves learning, is all caught up in their education. And these are the type of people who make education a career and usually get the higher degrees just because they just don't want to leave school. I mean, that's how I was. I have a doctorate from the University of Texas at Austin. I didn't want to leave school. When I was getting close to graduation, I actually spoke with my dissertation committee. There were 5 professors on my dissertation committee, and it was before I was going to go up before them to defend my dissertation. And I sat down with them, kind of like in a preamble type meeting. And I said, well, once I get my PhD, could I go for another one? And they just all burst out laughing. And they're like, no, you've got to get out. You got to leave. And they're like, we've had it with you, you know. And they didn't mean that, but a couple of them did say that in a joking manner. But I really did want to stay. I wanted to know, what would I have to do to get another PhD and something related? You know, I mean, my background is anthropology, archaeology. My doctorate is in Latin American studies, and my specialty is the classic Maya civilization, and I know how to read their hieroglyphics and how to decipher the symbolism in their artwork. The hieroglyphics is the field of epigraphy, and the symbolism in the artwork is the field of iconography. So there you go, a little bit about me you probably didn't know before right now. You know, so I always wanted to stay in school, and that's the Page of Pentacles. And when I was a young person, this was my significator card. This card always came up for me in readings, always, always. And so what it's saying here is that, you know, you're working hard, focused on your job. There's still something new you can learn and apply to your skill set. You can enlarge your skill set, or maybe it's knowledge you use in the workplace. You can enlarge your knowledge by getting some additional training. And this will lead to greater abundance for you in the future, probably by the end of the year, in terms of a raise or promotion. Because 2 weeks back, we do have the Ace of Pentacles, and that's the card of financial abundance and fresh starts in the workplace, usually in terms of raises, promotions, or getting a better job. So there you go. You see how the energy of 1 week plays off the energy of a previous week? This reading is just really all coming together. Now we have that 5th week, the end of August, the end of Mercury retrograde, and ooh, it ends with the Ace of Cups. Ooh, how lovely for us all. Okay, first card is the 9 of Pentacles. And what we see here is a woman who stands in a garden, and she's got 9 pentacles floating around her. She has got a falcon on her wrist. Now, the original tarot, every tarot deck that has figures on it, human figures, is based upon the Rider-Waite-Smith version. And in the Rider-Waite-Smith version, those figures of individuals, Pamela Coleman Smith, the artist behind that deck, who was commissioned by Arthur E. Waite to create a tarot deck, she based her figures on medieval culture, European. Okay? People in medieval European culture who had falcons, hunting falcons, were very well off. So this is a symbol of this woman being well off. She has, not only all her needs are met, but she has luxuries that most people of the time period did not have. And we can see a house behind her. Houses are symbolic of stability, foundation, grounding. So she's got all this strength supporting her. And this is someone who does very well. And it's saying by the end of the month, all these energies. Now remember, let's go back to the 2 of Pentacles for a second here to look at that imagery. You can see the merman juggling, right? Now look at her. She's holding 1 pentacles. These 3 are above her, almost like she's juggling all 4 with 1 hand. That would take some doing, would it not? And what it's saying is this juggling that we've been doing earlier in the month, we're going to become masterful at it. Okay? That's what that is saying. Oh, crap. Where was this card? I'll figure it out. So that's what the 9 of Pentacles represent. The number 9 is conclusion. It's 1 chapter ending so another can begin. And we've got the 4 of Pentacles. The 4 of Pentacles, the 4s in tarot represent foundation and grounding. And here we have the house in the background. Same thing. And here in the background of the 4, you get a foggy, well, a castle in fog. Again, same symbolism going on there. And here she is. She is holding 1 pentacle tightly to her chest. She is sitting on the other 2 with the 4th one up in the sky behind her. This is a person who has resources, but they keep them tightly controlled. And it can be a card of being miserly and stingy, but what I'm seeing here is we're going to have this period of abundance coming in. It's going to be really important to pay attention and be careful with our finances, because the first inclination is going to be to spend. This card is saying don't do that. Save the money. Better yet, invest it. Figure out ways to get that money to make you more money. You know, passive income. So that's what the Four of Pentacles is telling me. And then we have the Ace of Cups to conclude the reading for the month. And the Ace of Cups, this card represents the blessings of the Holy Spirit, unconditional love, healing, emotional support, emotional encouragement. It is a wonderful, wonderful card. The dove is the Holy Spirit, and the cup upright in tarot represents being filled with the blessings that life has to offer us all. And the water just overflows from it so much. There's all this water down here coming from the cup. There's more water down here than what this cup can hold. You see that? That's just saying these blessings are infinite, infinite. And we just need to overcome our fears, like I talked about before earlier in the reading, in order to claim our blessings that wish to come to us. So do that. A very simple affirmation you can use is, let me think for a second. I overcome all the fears and worries holding me back with grace and faith. I overcome. I am successful. Write that down on Post-it notes and put it everywhere. Okay? The way you work with positive affirmations, you say them aloud, or if you're with people who are non-believers, or you just don't have any privacy in your home, say them mentally 7 times without stopping. And the reason we use the number 7, it's not because the number 7 is a mystical number, which it is, but we say affirmations 7 times because it's a proven fact in the field of psychology. It takes 5 repetitions for a statement to sink down to your subconscious. Okay? So add just 2 more times for good measure, and there you go. That affirmation will stick, and your brain will begin to believe it is real. And once the brain believes it's real, 5th dimensional energy kicks in and brings it into manifestation. That's how it works. Okay, now I've kind of got this kind of wonky here. It's for me to see the patterns, not specifically for you to see them, but I am trying my best here. Let me pan out just a teeny bit. You can almost see the whole table here. Okay, let me look for patterns. I'm looking for major arcana first. Major. Okay. We have a preponderance of minor arcana. That means that the energies for August, even though they're quite high, there's all this mundane stuff we have to work through in order to unleash these higher angelic and divine energies for the month of August. So again, clear up the mess is what my guides are saying. Clear up your individual messes so this higher energy can swoop in and start to heal the things in your life that need to be healed, that need to be balanced. That way, those same higher energies can then work to manifest your wishes and your dreams. Okay, now let me look at the numbers here. I'm looking at the minor first. 8, 9, 8. Ace 4. Okay, we get 2 8s. We get 2 9s, 3 9s if you count the Hermit. 9, again, is the number of completion. So again, the positive energies around us wish to help us to bring all of these mundane matters to completion so we can finally get to the good stuff. Thank you very much for watching, especially if to the end. Please drop a comment. Let me know what you thought. Also, this deck is available in the link below. It is an Amazon affiliate link, and I received just a few centavos for your order, but I do appreciate your support. And also like the video, subscribe to my channel. It's a great way to support me for free, and maybe in about 10 years or so, I'll finally get monetized here. Thanks you again. Wishing you all a fantastic month ahead. This is Nefer of Magical Musings, wishing you also a blessed day ahead.